What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle today. Today's opponent is going to be Gecko, I guess, unless that stands for something. I feel like that might be an acronym, and I could just be sounding stupid, but it looks like Gecko to me. Anyway, I'm bringing my Rain team. You've seen most of these Pokemon before, but just in case you haven't, I've got Ferrothorn, I've got my Dry Skin Toxicroak, my Weather Inducer in Politoed, not Water Absorb, Hydration, Vaporeon, Kabutops with Swift Swim, and then Mega Manectric. And on the other side, on his team here, we've got Gliscor and Scizor, which are just great physical Pokemon. Gliscor is a little bit more defensive usually, with that Poison Heal. Probably Mega Scizor from what I'm looking at here. It doesn't look like any of his other Pokemon can Mega Evolve. Starmie is really good on the special side. Sigilyph is kind of an interesting choice, although I used one in the last battle. And then we've also got Amoonguss, which is just a wall, like just crazy, crazy bulky, just like Gliscor. And then Togekiss. I hate Togekiss. All of you that have ever watched any of my videos know that I cannot stand Togekiss. It's the bane of my existence, honestly. I get wrecked by them match after match. I don't know why I can't play against these things. He's going to lead off with it, so maybe I can kill it. Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to start off with Ferrothorn. He's going to go right for that Thunder Wave. Not wasting any time, just getting that paralysis off. He's probably going to try to Air Slash me to death, but I don't think so. Not today. I'm going for the Gyro Ball, however you want to say it. It's super effective, and I'm slow as crap, and he just helped me out by paralyzing me. So it's, yeah, Togekiss is down, and yeah, no hacks today. At least not from Togekiss. So out comes the Sigilyph, and it's going to start Air Slashing me. I don't know why he has so many Pokemon with Air Slash, but he gets the flinch, and I can't move, and that sucks. He goes for another Air Slash. I get flinched again, and I can't move. 2 flinches in a row. Sigilyph is going to go for another Air Slash, and now I'm paralyzed and can't move. So even though I take out the Togekiss, I still get hacks to death. This time I avoid the Air Slash, and I'm still paralyzed and can't move. So 2 flinches and then 2 para hacks. I don't even know how that happened. Well, I do know how that happened. It's because the hacks just loves me. Just loves me. So, okay, whatever. I guess that's just what it is. So Ferrothorn's down, and that's very unfortunate. I'm going to bring out my Manectric now and get that Mega Evolution off. He's going to switch into his Gliscor, predicting either Thunderbolt or Volt Switch or Thunder Wave or just some kind of electric move. He's not sure what it is, but that's just, you know, a pretty good move on his part. I do get that Intimidate off, though, like I said, so that's great. But I predicted Gliscor to come in. So I went for the Overheat just to get some decent damage off on this thing, and it does a lot. I don't know, what is that, like 60%? He does get the Toxic Orb thing going on, and I'm guessing that a Protect is coming, not an Earthquake. He's going to try to get some extra recovery. So I'm going to switch here, get my Rain up with Politoed, and go from there. So let's see what he does here. After the Rain goes up, he does go for the Earthquake, though, so I didn't really predict that too well, but he is intimidated, so I figured, you know what, I don't really have that much to lose, even if I don't predict entirely correctly there. So, yeah, now he's going to have to switch out because he can't do anything to this Politoed, especially at -1 attack. So in comes the Starmie. And I figured he would switch here, so I'm going to switch out as well. I'm going to switch out into Vaporeon, and that's kind of bad because I didn't expect Starmie to come in. It can just go for the Thunderbolts now, and I don't really have anything to just take on this thing, to be perfectly honest. So I'm going to Roar, and that Thunderbolt does so much damage to me. Out comes the Gliscor again, and I'm thinking he's just going to switch right back out, but I'm not entirely positive. I can go for a rest here because I do have the Hydration, so I can get up to full health, and then either switch out or just whatever. But he's going to get some more Poison Heal recovery. That is not what I wanted. That's really not what I wanted. This time he's going to switch out into Amoonguss instead of Starmie. Not that it really matters. I'm not going to take this opportunity to attack. I'm instead going to heal off that Thunderbolt damage because, you know, Rain isn't infinite in this generation. Politoed is holding a Damp Rock, so it will be 8 turns of Rain, but yeah, I can't just waste the turns because they do not last forever, and 8 turns goes by very quickly. So he's going to go for the Spore here, predicting me to switch out. And that was a good prediction on his part, because I do switch, I bring in Toxicroak, and now I'm asleep, and that is not good. I don't think this Amoonguss can really do anything to me. Usually they like to run Sludge Bomb, and sometimes Clear Smog, and Giga Drain as well. He gets the crit on the Giga Drain, and that doesn't really do that much, even with the crit. And with my Dry Skin and Black Sludge recovery, I'm almost back to full health. So he's realizing now, oh, I need to switch. There's nothing I can do with this Amoonguss. So he's going to bring in his Starmie. He can go for a Psychic-type move. But thankfully, I wake up here, and that is perfect because I get a Substitute off on the switch. And that is a real problem for him because now he can't kill me. He needs to waste the turn to get rid of this Substitute. And even if he has a Psychic-type move, that's really not going to help him too much. So he is going to go for the Psychic. It's 4 times super effective and all that stuff. So that will obviously break my sub. No questions asked. Yeah, I'm not surviving that. But I get a Drain Punch off. And I really thought that he was going to switch his Starmie out here. So that's why I went for that Drain Punch. I figured something else would come in. But that is not the case. And I am out of rain turns. So the rain subsides. And with the Black Sludge recovery, though, I do get back up to full health. So that is cool. But I'm going to switch out here. I just feel like there's not really any reason for me to stay in. So I'm going to switch into Sparks. And I know I can take anything that this thing throws at me, even if it goes for a Water-type move, because the rain is not up anymore. So Psychic, and it brings me down to 9 HP and the special D drop. That is unfortunate. He decides to stay in here, thinking maybe he can outspeed. I'm not entirely sure why he sacrificed his Starmie at this point, especially with Gliscor still around. I just went for the Volt Switch on the off chance that he would stay in, to be perfectly honest, but I didn't think he would. But I'll take it. I would definitely take it. So Starmie is out of the way, and that's good news for Toxicroak. It really is good news. So now I can bring in Politoed safely and get up that rain again, which is great. Out comes the Sigilif. And this thing doesn't have, the Flame Orb stuff, so it's kind of a weird set, to be perfectly honest. And he's going to go for the Shadow Ball. So we've seen Air Slash and Shadow Ball on this Sigilif so far. That's just... I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, just because I've never seen that kind of setup before doesn't mean that it's bad. And it turns out that it also has Energy Ball. Like, what is this? This is ridiculous. But it's working out for him because he destroyed my Ferrothorn with it. And apparently he's holding a berry as well, citrus. And that's going to get his health back up after the Scald. So I don't know what his other move is. I'm guessing it's a Psychic-type move. That would make sense. But it can also learn Ice Beam, so it might be Ice Beam. But he's going to go for that Energy Ball again. Super effective. And it's doing a lot of damage. It really is. And I decided to not go for Rest here, just to try to kill this thing. And he barely survives with like 2 HP. I get the burn, but that's not going to do anything. Because most of the time, Sigilif has Magic Guard, and that means that it doesn't take any damage from moves that aren't direct attacks. So that does nothing. Burn doesn't help me at all. And he's going to go for another Energy Ball. Obviously, outspeeds. Vaporeon goes down, and that is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So now I can just bring in Kabutops, though, and go for the revenge kill. He might think that he's faster. I don't know. If he forgets about the Swift Swim, I don't think he does, though. He seems like a good player, so I'm guessing he knew what was going on, and he just decided, you know what, Sigilif did his job, and I need to get a safe switch into something. So he sacrifices the Sigilif, just lets it die, and now he can bring in Scizor to kill me off with some kind of, like, steel moves, I'm guessing. I mean, it's still neutral, but I go for the Aqua Jet just in case, I don't know, in case he could kill me. And he goes for the Swords Dance. Probably the better move there would have been to go for Waterfall, but I wasn't sure if he was going to go for the double Bullet Punch, and that might have killed me. I really don't... Well, I guess I would outspeed, so it doesn't matter. I don't know why I did that. I probably should have went for Waterfall, especially with the rain up. The double Aqua Jet necessarily wasn't the best move there, but it works out. I do end up getting rid of that Scizor before it can do too much to me. And in comes the Amoonguss. The rain is gone, but I'm still faster because Amoonguss is so slow. So slow. I really thought a Giga Drain would be coming here. But he goes for a Spore, and that's why I stayed in on the off chance that he tried to go for a Spore, so I get a Pokemon asleep. So hopefully he's just not going to be an ass and break Sleep Claws. I don't think he will, though. So I'm just going to stay in at this point. I don't really see any other point of staying in with, or not of staying in, but of switching out Kabutops. And I'm just going to let him die. You know, he's going to get most of his health back due to that Giga Drain. And, you know, it's 4 times super effective, so Kabutops has no chance to survive that whatsoever. Then he also has the Black Sludge, so that brings him up pretty much back to full health, which is unfortunate. Now, I'm going to bring in my Toxicroak at this point, and he's going to switch out into Gliscor. And to be honest, I really forgot that he had it up until this point. For some reason, like when he let Starmie die, I was like, oh, Gliscor must be dead. But it's not. It's not. He just let his Starmie die for some reason. So I do get the substitute up on the switch. He's going to get more Poison Heal recovery, and he's nearing full health, which is unfortunate. He goes for the Earthquake. I don't think he's expecting the move that's going to be coming here in a second. So he gets a crit, which is fine. Doesn't matter. He's going to break the sub, but that's not really a big deal to me. So I go for the Bulk Up. Oh, I thought I went for something else. Never mind. Never mind. So at this point, that kind of sucks because, yeah, he broke my sub, so I can't afford to take another hit, especially with Earthquake. Yeah, that's going to be super effective. I should have just went for the Ice Punch there. I thought that's what I went for, honestly, but I guess that is not the case. I didn't go for that. I should have. But I'm going to bring in Manectric to die here and get the Intimidate off, and I guess, you know, just use it as fodder. At this point, it really didn't have much else use. Is that correct? No, it's not. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm failing at the English language right now. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Politoed here, and I know with the Intimidate, there's no way that he's going to be able to kill me or really even do significant damage with Earthquake. And it turns out that he gets a crit, so he does do significant damage. But I can go straight for that Scald, and in the rain, there's no chance for Gliscor to survive that. So finally, this thing goes down, and it was just terribly annoying, but I don't know. I mean, Gliscor is always annoying, I guess. I guess that was to be expected. That's what I was trying to say. So now Amoonguss is his last Pokemon, so I'm just going to go straight for that Parasong. I've got more than one Pokemon left. He can put me to sleep all he wants. He can Giga Drain me. He can do anything. It doesn't matter. He's going to have to kill my entire team in 3 turns, and there's no way, with Toxicroak alive, that he's going to be able to do that, because I don't even know if he has any other attacking moves besides Giga Drain. That's the only one I've seen up until this point. That being said, though, in this generation, with fairies and all that stuff, poison moves are a lot more common, especially on Pokemon that have the poison typing, like Amoonguss. So Sludge Bomb, Clear Smog, that stuff, I see that a lot, surprisingly. And before that, really didn't have that great coverage at all. It was terrible coverage, honestly. But it's gotten a lot better with the addition of fairy types. Anyway, Politoed went down there, and that's unfortunate. But I pretty much have the match in the bag at this point. To be perfectly honest, there's nothing that he can do. I've got my sub up. He can't really do any damage to me, even if he does have that poison attack, because I resist both of those stabs. I get the freeze with the Ice Punch, and that, unfortunately, is just adding insult to injury, and I do feel kind of bad about that. I do not like getting a butt-ton of hacks in my favor. It doesn't happen very often. Usually it's going the other way, but I really don't like it because I can't stand it when it happens to me. So, yeah, I guess I'm sorry about that. It's kind of sort of payback for all the air slashes and parahaxes from before, but he dies as a frozen Amoonguss. So that is unfortunate for him, but luckily it didn't impact the match too much. Like I said, at that point, the match was pretty much already won. So it was a good match, though. It was definitely a good match. I was happy to be able to, you know, test out this rain team. I should probably maybe add some pokes or switch things around. I don't really know what I want to do with this. So I may do a couple more battles with some of these Pokemon, or I may not. I don't know. I've got a bunch of new Pokemon that I bred that are ready to go, so I'll be hopefully introducing them in the next couple of battles. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this one, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, because it does help out a lot. And I'll see you for the next battle. But until then, game on.